Hello friends, operator Starsky here with a daily update from Kyiv, Ukraine. Today is day 468 of the Russian-inflicted genocide of the Ukrainian people. Tonight, our country survived another massive missile strike conducted by the terror Russian bombers. We know that 35 cruise missiles in total were launched, but despite the impressive number of missiles, all of them were successfully intercepted by the Ukrainian air defense. At the same time, around 2 a.m., the Russian terrorists detonated the explosives planted last year at the Kahovka Dam, destroying the power plant and causing an ecological catastrophe across the South Ukraine. At first, all kinds of the Russian propagandists were celebrating the fact that the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine in the southern part of the country are getting flooded because they still had no idea what they've done. And around 8 a.m., the Russian terrorists were still celebrating in the social media. Later, after realizing the scale of the catastrophe, the Russian terrorists, of course, started accusing Ukraine on striking our own dam. While the Russian citizens were massively celebrating the ecological catastrophe they've caused, the Ukrainian rescue services began the evacuation process of people living in the southern territories. As soon as this process started, the Russian terrorists launched the bombers equipped with the guided bombs to murder even more civilians. At this moment, we keep observing the situation because the Russian bombers are still approaching the area of the evacuation. According to the Ukrainian experts, the destruction of the dam will cause severe consequences. The river Dnipro becomes almost 5 kilometers wider, flooding at least 80 Ukrainian towns and villages. The level of water will rise for approximately 15 hours, and the area will remain flooded for approximately 3 days, threatening the lives of hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian people. This will also cut the water supply to the hundreds of towns located in the southern Ukraine. Another concern is the Kahovka reservoir used to cool down the reactors of the Zaporizhian nuclear power plant captured by the Russian terrorists. In case the level of water decreases below the required amount in the reservoir, that disaster will be inevitable, considering the fact that the Zaporizhian nuclear power plant is the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. Also, several hours ago, we have received the very first reaction from the United Nations on the biggest ecological catastrophe in Europe.